Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. We're going to be going over week 5 and previewing week 6. As always, I have Nick here and with a new name again. I know he can't decide on a proper name. And we got our guest this week, Neil, the GM of Suck My OJ, also known as Mephisto.
Oh, thank you, Shane. Thank you. Nick, how's it going?
Good, buddy. Good. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yes. It's been a minute.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us, buddy. It's always nice to have new faces on the show, right? Get some different perspectives. I would like to see everyone kind of be on the show at one point.
We've had a lot of different guests so far. Just to clarify on the name change, I was going to go back to the whole shaft, but after last week, I don't know if I deserve it. That was just a terrible week.
Something's missing.
Well, I disagree. I think you do deserve it because I think you took the whole shaft right up the ass. You know, like without any Vaseline, it went up dry, like nothing, like no lube or anything. So
yeah, I think you'll play him.
Do I play you this week or this year?
I don't know if you do, but you know, if you do,
you keep talking, buddy. Yeah, okay.
It'll be the fist versus the shaft.
Yeah.
Which do you want, guys? Like, we got a lot to go over. Well, not as much as we usually do because we covered all the trades midweek. When I say we, I mean other people did because I was not available.
What a boring show.
Travis has no charisma.
Yeah. You replace me or like Shane with me, and then you replace Travis. Sorry, you replace me with Travis. It was just downhill like the whole way. Like it wasn't a good show. Boring.
It just shows you that you need the commissioner around here. This is why I do it. We're going to go over a week 5 recap here, guys. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I guess as always, we'll start with Nick here. He's going to talk about the first matchup, which was like 3/4 shaft versus y'all try the beef.
Nah, it was the fucking carnivore at the time, but now I'm like, I don't even know, like, am I 3/4 shaft now? Like,
I love the picture that goes with it.
Like, yeah, like, what's down there anymore?
Like, what's the problem?
Just fucking awful, guys. What a week for my team not to show up. I got hit with some fucking postponed games, not just because of COVID, but because of snow in the south. Oh, that sucked. So I really only got one game out of 3 of my keepers. Not making excuses, but it looks bad, but it was closer than it looks.
And you trash talked him hard.
I did. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen a thrashing like that in a while. Like, It was good.
Oh, I'm not gonna back down. Like I deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep trash talking. It's not gonna stop.
That's what I like to hear. That's what the league needs is more trash talk. We're going to talk about the next matchup here. And before I send it off to Neil here, I want to mention a little something. Team Ramrod versus TVT. Travis here.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but before you do head off, I just wanted to add something as a
You do it.
And actually comment on the fucking carnivores. Nick, I have something for you. Your dignity.
God.
It's gone.
Now we can move on.
It's crumpled. It's crumpled now. It's crumpled.
Yeah.
That's why there's a quarter missing.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah. I'll take it. I'll come back. Like I'm still in playoff spot.
Travis knew what he was in for this week.
He
He knew he was coming against Team Ramrod. He knew he was going to get it. He was going to take it right up the ass. So what did he do? Early last week, he got a colonoscopy to make sure it was clean for me. I fucking took it to him. Buddy thought he was going to win it all week in the lead, and then Saturday night, McDavid and Matthews go off. My Jackets get me 2 shorthanded points on the same goal. Doughty gets me another shorty. My team just took it to him Saturday night, and he whimpered in on Sunday. Well, Neil, tell me about this. I'd like to hear more about it from someone else.
Well, unfortunately, you did pull out the win. Although it was a close matchup, I actually thought that you were going to win by a bigger margin. But
That's
a win
fair.
is a win nonetheless. Good on Travis to make it close as it was, but you pulled out the victory going to 5-0.
I know that's hard for you to say.
It was actually. I had to kind of, it kind of like I threw up in my mouth as I was going to say it, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate the semi-kind words. Well, the next matchup, who we have here? We had the 2016-2017 champs versus Hockey Balboa. Battle of the basement. Tell me about it, Nick.
I know we say battle of the basement, but
No, the league's close.
I know it's a close league, but this to me is still an upset. I really thought the 2016-2017 champs was going to pull this one out. Hockey Balboa coming away with a 6-point W, like, good for him. Maybe he hurts his chances, honestly, later on in the year if he's pushing for that first overall pick. Hopefully this win doesn't hurt him in the long run, especially over another bottom-feeding team. If it comes down to a tiebreaker and he has the win over him,
Yeah, those are the ones you don't want to win.
Those kind of suck, but interesting upset.
I agree too. I felt it was an upset. I definitely thought Derek was going to take this, and I mean, if Hockey Balboa is going for the number one pick, winning wasn't what he wanted to do. So
Yeah,
I agree with what you're saying, Nick.
But he did it anyway.
Yes, correct.
I appreciate no tanking. Next match here, we got the battle of the Brothers of Destruction here. We have Relentless versus El Reyes. Undertaker versus Kane here. They went to battle. And of course, Kane got buried. Tell me about this here, Neil.
I was kind of shocked with this one because I actually picked El Reyes to win this just based off his team. I thought he had a better team. So to me, this was another upset, I guess. Not that Relentless is bad, but he's been selling, and I just didn't think he would beat El Reyes, but he actually took it to him, so good on him.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like Relentless has been making a lot of moves. He got rid of a lot of key players, but he's also out there trying to pick up bigger players. He's trying to make moves to get a better keeper pool, right? So if he can keep pulling out those wins, then good for him.
Yep.
This guy has a new name, too, in getting ready for his matchup this week with Nick. He changed himself to Kai Rock, the Carnivore Hunter. And he's taken on, he took on Please Don't Feed the Goalie. Nick, tell me about it.
Well, unfortunately, the name doesn't exactly apply anymore since I wouldn't change mine this morning too. So I understand, like, good name change. Good for you. Good win last week, like 7-4 over Please Don't Feed the Goalie. You needed it, going in 1-2-1 into that week, and you're actually just ahead of me now in 7th. So good for you, bud. Please Don't Feed the Goalie with another loss. Having a tough year, 1-4-0.
Not getting easy for him this week.
No, traded for a goalie, and that goalie just got lit the fuck up. It's the first game. Poor Grice.
And Detroit is a bad team.
Yeah.
But Grice isn't a terrible goalie.
No, it's not gonna happen all the time. But it sucks that he finally makes the move, goes and pulls the trigger on a goalie trade, and then what do you get? The first game, just get lit.
He got Florida, right? It was Florida, wasn't it?
I think it was the Florida.
Yeah, I think it was Huberdeau and Barkov lighting it up. I was not happy.
Yeah. So he's gonna have some work to do to get out of the to the basement there. But good for Kyle coming away with the win. Yeah. Neil, anything to add?
No, I was kind of shocked with this one too. I didn't think that Kyle would win this, just given the unfortunate bad luck he's been having with PPDs and stuff like that, and just his team overall not being the greatest. But good on him. Like I said, a win's a win. He pulled it out, and I don't know. May see another upset this week, but we'll see.
I think the difference for Kyle this week was his goalies actually played.
Yeah.
Right? And Jersey, as bad as they've been recently, they've been playing pretty well this year. So, yeah, as long as they're hanging in there, then he has a chance, right? I just want to clarify, guys, we keep talking about the basement here, bottom, but really there's 4 points separating like 13th from 4th. So it's still early in the year. There's still lots of games left. There's going to be a lot of position changes here. So
Shane and I were looking at the standings earlier, and we noticed that it was 6 teams from one division in the playoffs and 2 teams from the other division in the playoffs. A bunch of teams from that division would be in the playoffs if they were in the other division. It's just the way it's working out. It's crazy. Like, Never seen it so like lopsided to one division.
In one division. Yeah. Well, there's still lots to go, so who knows? Maybe it'll end up a 50-50 split. Domo Arigato, Mr. Ciabato versus Saucier Pass. Saucier Pass, sorry. Neil, tell me about this one.
Well, I actually picked Saucier Pass to win this. Don't know what I was thinking. I actually thought that he would be able to pull out the win, but I don't know. Domo Arigato seems to be having a good year this year.
I think it's his best year in the league.
Leading his division.
Yeah, actually it is. His goalie's performing, his forwards are performing. I think, like you guys mentioned before, getting rid of those Ottawa players is definitely helping him. He's picking up some solid waiver wires, ads throughout the week. So he's chugging along.
And once a week, he adds a comment in the chat. Like,
Yeah, actually, yeah, exactly. He's commented. He's responded to messages.
that's all we can ask
It's
for.
actually pleasant to see. Like this year, the league in a whole is like active. It's awesome that everybody's actually participating, and it's not just like 4 or 5 players dealing with the same 4 or 5 players kind of thing. So
I agree. The league right now is in a great state. We have all active GMs who really are having fun with it and want to play. Win or lose, I have fun either way. I've lost many times, guys, many times. Not this year, but many times I've lost. So I even have fun when I lose. So
yeah.
Nick, you got anything to add on that matchup?
No, I think Neil covered it all there. It's good.
All right, well, let's go to you for Pat You Ready to Rumble versus Charlie Brown's two top seeded teams last week. Both were at 3-1.
I said last week I like both these guys. Their rosters. They're always towards the top of the standings every year too. So kind of a heavyweight matchup here. I had predicted it the other way. I thought Pat You Ready to Rumble was going to take it, but good on Charlie Brown's. Coming up with a W. I was able to move him into a 3rd spot as well. So started off the year with a loss, but strung up 4 wins in a row since then. So good for you, Sean.
And the ad, Neil?
No, just same sentiments as Nick. I actually did pick the Charlie Browns to win. I just felt that he had the better goaltending of the two. I think that's what kind of put him over the edge. And despite his first loss, he's actually a good GM. He's been winning, whatever. He's just had the unfortunate luck of not winning at all. Maybe this year could be his year. Who knows? But,
whoa, no. But he did get a tie though in the finals one year.
Yeah, he had the unfortunate luck of facing me in the finals.
Yeah.
After losing to me in the regular season. I don't care what y'all say. The win's a win. Like, my name's on that trophy. Yours is not. So
that's fair.
But that's what I said. A win's a win. And, even if it's a win. So
that's why you can't discount the regular season, right?
Yeah,
because that's the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me before, and it was very painful. So yeah.
Especially you get eliminated from the playoffs like that. That's a hard loss.
Yes, exactly. That's how it happened in the playoffs, and it was a tie, and I lost.
I think that was against Corey, wasn't it?
No, it was against Kyle, actually.
Well, Neil, we're gonna get you to talk about your victory last week against Right in the Plums.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, Kyle. If history's ever taught you anything, Kyle, is you can never stop the civil rights movement. Many have tried, Kyle, and many have failed. So next time, pay attention in history class. That's all I gotta say. And I'm glad I was able to further your PTSD problems that you've been having against me. But yeah, don't go against Green, Kyle. That's all I gotta say. Pretty much.
You got anything to add, Nick?
No, that was perfect. Well said.
All right, let's move on then to predictions. Let's see how the results here. How did everyone do? What are the standings?
Yeah, so let's take a peek here. So we will go to the week 5 predictions sheet here. So, all right.
Daltrey, the only
Yeah.
one.
Daltrey, the only person to pick himself to win. Again, guys, I apologize. To just shit the fucking bed. So good for you, Daltrey, pulling off the win. Congratulations. I'll give it to you. And I apologize to everybody else who I let down here because it was 1-8 in favor of Daltrey.
Yeah, you let us down, Nick.
Well, there, everyone was happy with this win.
So pulling off the sweep here, helping us all out with Shane. Everybody picking him to win over TVTMF, and he did come through for us. And then we have another sweep, just the opposite way. So literally everyone taking 2016, 2017 champs to beat Hockey Balboa. And of course we were all wrong with that upset. And then in the next matchup we had Relentless versus El Reyes. Kind of a mixed bag here. Most people were in favor of El Reyes, but Relentless did pull out the W. So a bit of an upset there. Kind of the same situation here, kind of half and half. Please don't feed the goalie with 4 votes, and the Cherry Pickin' Dons with the other 4. And Cherry Pickin' Dons coming up with the W there. So you guys might have made up some ground had you taken the Cherry Pickin' Dons in this one. Domar Arigato and Saucier Pass. Most people taking Domar Arigato after his start, and he did follow through for us, coming through with the W. Again, another lopsided one here. The Charlie Browns heavily favored over Pacioretty. Actually, you know what? I initially took Pacioretty. I said it earlier. I took him. But then after hearing the amount of games that Charlie Browns had over him, I switched my vote to mid-cast there. So I was right on that.
It's legit. It's in the video.
Yeah, it is.
There's video evidence.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any tools in front of me. These guys have their cell phones. Like, I'm working off of this, and it's projected here. So, hey, this is what I got. So I'm just going off of memory. And then in the final matchup, we had Right in the Plums. Most everybody taking him. Only person taking Suck My Ojic to win was Suck My Ojic, and he was able to, to follow through for himself. Bet on yourself, man. I like it. So not a great week. The low score of the week, Saucier Pass at 1-7. Tough week, Corey. Sorry, brother.
I think that's not the first time he's done that, too.
It very well could be, because we're going to look at the overall, and he's quite down there. Best score this week was 5-3. Everybody else either at 4-4 or at 3-5. So not a huge week. Pardon me?
Who was 5-3?
Daltrey was 5-3. Right in the Plums was 5-3. Charlie Browns was 5-3. It's kind of a little mix there.
Yeah.
And you were 3-5, buddy. So looking at the overall record, we have Daltry the Beef leading the way at 24-16. Then we have Cherry Pickin' Dons at 22-18. Suck My Ojic at 21-19, and Ramrod here at 20-20. Everybody else, we also have Charlie Browns at 18-14. Everybody else is below 500, and then, like I said earlier, Corey taking the brunt of it at 15-25. So really not a great start there.
Oh, that's good though. Looks like a tight race at the top.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time for those in the middle of the pack to kind of jump back in. We have some people at the bottom who haven't really submitted in a while. Guys, send those picks in. You're not out of it. You just got to play. I think we said 3 or 4, right? I think we said 3.
Yeah, we can go back to it. I forget exactly what it was. But, yeah.
We have the footage.
It's in the tape. Yeah.
We'll go back. But yeah, no, it's not over yet. It's best winning percentage. So a good week can put you right back up there. We're going over trades now, and luckily for us, we're not going to spend an hour talking about trades because we did that midweek show. So really we have 3 to talk about. I'm going to go to Nick first. Ask him to tell me about this deal here. Relentless sent Logan Couture, Linus Olmark, and Neil 7th over to Tyler, Please Don't Feed the Goalie, for Rantanen, Corpusalo, and a 9th.
I was really blown away by this deal. I think Relentless just made away like a bandit, stealing Mikko Rantanen away, who again was later flipped. I'm not as big a fan of the flip trade, but this trade, if he would have just held on to Rantanen, I would have really liked. Couture's a good player, don't get me wrong. I just think Rantanen playing on that top, one of the top lines in hockey, playing on McKinnon's wing, is just going to have so much more opportunity than Couture is, who's going to have to really lead the charge himself. And I think that Rantanen on his own would be that similar type player, but to be on that line as well, I think he's going to have a lot more opportunity there. And to only do it with a small pick upgrade too, I really like it.
We did give up a goalie, a decent goalie.
Yeah, goalies going back the other. Like I find like they're in the same class. Linus Ullmark and Korpisalo.
Yeah.
Ullmark's having a better season in Buffalo, but Korpisalo could easily turn it around in Columbus. They're a good team, Columbus. And Merzlikins is not having the best of years either, so he really could. He's been getting some good start.
He's been injured a lot enough too.
Right? So Korpisalo's going to get some playing time.
Ullmark did give him the duo.
Yeah, no, that's a good move too. But
so he's got the Buffalo duo now. I'm not sure if that's a duo you want.
Exactly.
But
like what Carter Hutton, like
yeah,
cool. But yeah, no, I really like the trade for Relentless. I think he stole this one for sure.
Neil, what do you think about the trade?
I like the trade for Relentless. Like Nick said, I think getting Nico Rantanen was a good pickup for him. He's playing on like one of the best lines in hockey. So he's going to score power play points, goals, assists. The goalies, it is what it is, and yeah, he gets a duo. But I think the steal was Rantanen, but
he was the player in the deal, the centerpiece.
Yeah, I agree that the flip, which we'll talk about later, is what I didn't like.
Well, let's talk about that right now. Because I'm gonna go with the flip, but just before, because I know you guys are saying, Rantanen plays on one of the best lines in the league, but so does Marchand, right?
Yeah.
Plays on one of the best. I think long term, Rantanen has more value.
100%.
But short term, Marchand is great. He puts up everything. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to Relentless sent Rantanen and a 9th to Daltrey for Marchand and an 11th. Neil, let's go to you first.
So I agree with the comments you made. However, if I'm looking at Marchand's probably got 3 years max.
Especially the way he plays.
Rantanen's got
10,
at least
like
8 years, 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Relentless has been trying to get keepers, right? And he's been trading away, and he's been making some good trades and whatnot. And I think if he was trying to get solid keepers, like for future, he should have kept Rantanen. Not get Marchand for like a couple years where he's going to have to flip Marchand for not sure what he's going to be able to get for him because,
Probably picks to someone who's trying to go all in or...
Yeah, exactly. So I just, it was a good trade for him to pick him up. It was just a bad trade for him to send the other way for Marchand. Not saying Marchand's a scrub because he's not, but in his plans of rebuilding for the future, I think Rantanen was the better of the two.
You call him a scrub on the internet, he'll find you, he'll lick you.
Probably.
Nick, what'd you think of that deal?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't like this deal. So he traded up for it too, right? In the picks, like to go and trade away Rantanen and your 9th for Marchand and 11th. Not that a 9th and 11th are huge picks to begin with, but it's still like you're saying that right there, Marchand is the better player here, and I'm going to have to give you a pick upgrade. You're acknowledging that Marchand's the better player, which I really don't agree with. Don't get me wrong, Marchand's a terrific player. And he does put up a lot of stats, but he doesn't put up the grinder stats at a rate that would allot him
like a big
a player a trade like this. Like I really think that you should have held on to Rantanen Relentless. I didn't even think he was on the move. Like honestly, to get moved twice in the span of a day, like damn.
I do love this trade for Daltrey.
Oh, 100%.
Teaming it, pairing him up with McKinnon.
Picking
like,
up the duo there.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Daltrey would have paid a high price to do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Daltrey probably should have paid for it too. Like, having to throw Marchand the other way, I feel like Rantanen is in a different category than Marchand is.
Yeah, and again, to trade him for an 11th pick.
I guess we'll see though, right? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I don't think it's a terrible trade.
Even if Marchand outplays Rantanen this year, puts up more points, more hits, more blocks, more power play points, I still think he loses the trade.
In the long run.
Like, even if he has a better year this year,
that's
it's not
my
going to
second
happen
list, too,
for
is
the
I
next
think
3, 4,
that
5 years, you know?
He
So.
loses that trade in long term. So.
No, that's fair. We're going to talk about the next trade here. I like this one. TBT was so afraid of Team Ramrod that he calls up his little buddy here. He says, "Can you pick up Joe Thornton off the waiver wire and trade him to me?" Because he already used his picks. So that's what he did. But he paid a price for Joe Thornton.
He did.
So, to get Thornton and an 11th from Corey, he sent Subban, Malcolm, and Nick's 10th. So your 10th.
Yeah.
So he paid that for a guy that was just on the waiver wire that he had dropped earlier this week.
This move baffles me.
Why did he drop him?
He dropped him to get another player to play a game.
Yeah.
And then picked him back. Well, traded for him. Got someone else to pick him up and traded for him.
Yeah.
It's creative. It's creative to do that. Say, hey, if you pick this guy up, I'll trade you. But I think he gave up too much for Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
Guy's not even playing tonight. He's out. He's injured already.
And he did it to beat you. I thought that there was probably better options out there, you know, that wouldn't have cost him any assets at all. Like, just not that Joe's gonna have a good year. When he's playing with Marner or Matthews, right? He's gonna put up points. It's gonna happen. But to trade away an asset after you just dropped this guy, like, I feel like maybe you probably fucked up with the drop to begin with if you needed him that badly. So I don't like the trade at all. Good for you, Corey, to be able to pull that off.
You got a goalie out of
Honestly,
it.
yeah.
And the one thing I will say is Travis did write in the chat that it was for trade value. But are you going to get a better pick than what you already gave up for Joe Thornton?
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be somebody out there
that'll pay higher than a 10?
Yeah, if Thornton stays healthy for 2 weeks and puts up like 6 or 7 points during those 2 weeks, I think somebody's going to give him a ninth.
There's probably equal out there. Yeah. What do you think, Neil?
I don't like this trade. I mean, it was a good trade for Corey, but
it was
a bad trade for Travis.
Just the circumstances leading to it, I can't believe it. Like,
yeah, he picked them up during the week, and then he dropped them for I don't know who. I'm pretty sure he dropped somebody else other than him, and then
do the research.
Ask somebody to pick him up and trade away a 10th. I don't know. I didn't really like that, but.
Let's see. When was he dropped? Joe Thornton was dropped on Wednesday for McGinn.
Yeah, so
Brock.
I mean, Joe Thornton's playing on a top line with Matthews and Marner. He's playing on the power play. And I get McGinn has been having a good week or a good year, but
I don't think he's on his roster anymore either.
In hockey right now, the best line, one of the best lines in hockey for somebody on Carolina that's gonna, I don't know, I would have just kept Joe Thornton and keep my 10th.
He still has McGinn though. He did not drop McGinn after, so. But if he does, pick him up because he'll give you a deal.
And kept my 10th, and
I agree with you.
Honestly, Braden, if you're looking for a strategy to upgrade on picks, bud, just go and pick up anybody that Travis drops. 2 days later, a day later, he's going to hit you up.
Here we go on here.
You gotta love Travis, though. He keeps things entertaining.
He does. He does.
I mean, he's accumulated an impressive amount of high draft picks.
Yeah.
And he's still wheeling and dealing. He has Gibson he's shopping around right now, right? Yeah. So anyone who needs a goalie, I know he plays on Anaheim, but he has good stats, so he's not going to get the wins, but he'll get you the save percentage. Mm-hmm. Go reach out to Travis. I'm sure he's waiting for your call. We're talking about the waiver wire, guys. Let's talk about the waiver wire. So this is something we do for the most part. I think 1 week since we started, we missed it. But we're going to talk about what we thought was the pickup of the week for each position, and then the player to watch out for this week for those positions. So we're going to go to Nick. He's going to start this week. He's going to tell us about a goalie that he thought was the pickup of the week last week.
There wasn't really much to choose from as far as pickups last week. So I'm going to give it to Nedeljkovic from Carolina. Playing on a good Carolina team. He was the third stringer there, right, with Mrazek injured. Mrazek still has no timetable for return at last I checked. So Reimer's not really a true number one guy anymore. You don't want him carrying the load. And if you're going to be a top performing team like Carolina is right now, you're going to need to run a second, like a viable backup. And I think this guy is it. Like he showed that he can beat, I think it was Tampa Bay on the weekend. You know?
Yeah, it was.
And then Carolina's got a good healthy number of games this week too. So I think it's if he's held on to him, that it's going to be a good pickup for multiple weeks.
That just shows that people watch, because I told them to go after him.
Yeah.
Because Carolina's just such a good team,
So
right?
I think it was Domo, or you got to it.
I think it was Domo.
They grabbed him on Wednesday. I don't even know if he didn't play it until Saturday, but it was a good start for him.
It was a good pickup.
Yeah. Neil,
you want to tell us about a defenseman?
I thought I was a forward.
Oh, forward. Sorry, that's my bad. I'm a defenseman.
I'm like, my pickup was Joe Thornton actually.
Which time?
The first time.
You sure? 'Cause I think Corey's was better.
I was going to say Corey's probably would have been better because he turned it into a pickup grade.
Yeah.
Times
He came
two.
back. He scores 6 points in 4 games, 2 power play points. I mean, again, he's playing on Toronto's top line with Matthews, who's the leading scorer of the league this year, is tearing it up, and Mitch Marner, who's feeds everybody the puck. So that's who I felt was the one of the top forwards for the last week.
That's a good pick.
For defenseman, I'm not picking someone who made a huge difference last week, but has someone who has the potential, who was picked up as a Sunday pickup, but has the potential to be a good pickup for this week. I'm going with PK Subban.
Yeah.
PK puts up a lot of stats, and for him to be available on a Sunday for a last-ditch effort pickup, I think that was a great pickup, and I think that was Patrick Rumble who picked him
That's
up.
why I drafted him. I just had to drop him because of all the COVID stuff that hit the Devils, right? And it's just, I didn't even know he was. Should have checked. Good for you. Good pickup. Good pickup.
I was eyeing him. I
would have
was.
went back for him. Like you said, he puts up a lot of stuff. Not gonna be like huge offensive numbers that he used to have. Not that they were huge, but they were really good for a defenseman. He is gonna catch you on the plus minus, but like he's gonna put up blocks, pims, hits.
Yeah, pims. He likes to fight. He likes to shoot.
Yeah.
Likes to shoot.
Oh man, does he?
You know, so he's gonna get you a wide variety of stats. I had my eye on him. I thought about dropping Reeves at like 3 a.m. I was still up, but I'm like, I have Travis where I want him. I have a crowded blue line right now. I don't need him.
Mm-hmm.
He was almost not there for you, Nick, but no, great pickup. I thought great job. Nick, who are you watching this week for goalie?
Well, I'll give you 2. Last I saw, Antti Ranta was still out there. I know he's injured right now, but the guy did go for a 7th earlier this year and was just dropped by the guy who paid the 7th. So, I know if you're looking for something long-term, I understand he's injured right now, but if you want to maybe just, spare him house him on your roster for a little bit, if you're not exactly contending right now or if you're not going to have a great week, somebody might be looking for a goalie when he gets healthy. The other Arizona goalie, if you are looking for a pickup this week, is Aiden Hill. They're going to have a ton of games this week, so he's probably going to get in there. Kemper can't play them all. I know he mostly does.
He can.
I know he don't, but Aiden Hill's probably going to get in there at some point this week, so if you do need to start on a good defensive team, I would go for Aiden Hill.
While we're talking about Ranta, just so you know, he's very injury prone. He's only played 2 games this year, I believe. So, and I don't even think Aiden Hill's played yet this year. But with the condensed schedule, like you said, he'll get the starts this week. I don't know. I might hold off on Ranta unless you want to store him on your roster, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Neil, tell us who you're looking at.
Well, I was looking at Kyle Palmieri from the New Jersey Devils, but he got picked up
Really fast.
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Relentless.
I feel with all the PPD games that New Jersey had, and now that they're finally playing, he's starting to produce. So I'm going to go with somebody else that I've been looking at, and that's Alex Iafallo. He's getting increased ice time right now. He's playing on the top line. He's got 7 points in those last 6 games. So that's somebody that I'm looking out for, and that people should be looking out for as well.
He played well the other night. I watched the Kings beat the Coyotes, and he was all over the place.
Yeah, he's playing on top power play. He may not get a lot of power play points, but he's playing with
Kopitar.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Kopitar, and he's producing. So yeah.
No, that's good. I'm going to go for defenseman Ryan Graves. Ryan Graves plays on a great team. He puts up pims, he puts up hits, puts up blocks. The only thing he's not going to do is put up points. But I don't know. You probably already have forwards who do that. So It's just a bonus when a defenseman gets points for you. So I would look at those grinder stats, and he'll put them up.
Probably going to put up a good plus-minus too, and who knows if he gets to touch the puck. Like one of those forwards might just go for a skate and get him an assist here and there. So.
He might just be clearing the puck out. It goes to McKinnon, and there you go. There's a point.
Look at this. Did you see video of Alex Pietrangelo?
With the mic up?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
McKinnon just skating right at him. Oh, boy.
McKinnon wasn't even at the red line yet, and he was just going so fast that Alex was just like, oh, boy. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's hilarious.
Funny.
And McKinnon scores.
Yeah,
through his legs.
Yeah.
Through Pietrangelo's legs.
Guy's so good.
Oh, yeah, he is. Fuck you, Daltrey. No. Think about it. When Daltrey got McKinnon, someone threw him back into the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was Hockey Balboa.
It was. He had a crowded roster back then, right? So
yeah, with Stamkos, Burns, stuff
it
like
was
that,
a decision between Stamkos and McKinnon, and consider McKinnon had a bad year the year we had him, which is why I kind of threw him away. So
yeah, because didn't he draft him that year? I'm pretty sure he was in the draft 2 years in a row.
Oh, I think it was the second year that Daltrey came in and drafted him.
Yeah.
But let's be real though. There's no loser in that. Like, yeah, you got rid of McKinnon, but Stamkos was great and still is putting up points, right?
Yeah.
So he did
not
his
for
job.
him anymore.
Not anymore. Now he's traded. But no, I don't think it was a. I think maybe at that year I probably would have dropped Burns. I get it though. Burns puts up hits and stuff like that, but I have a hard time justifying keeping a defenseman every time.
Well, we all make those kind of things. Like I'm still regretting dropping Marchand. So
yeah. You know what? To your credit, Neil, you made a trade early on that I thought you overpaid Pasternak, and it paid out for you. It paid off for you, right? I thought you're giving up too much for this guy, but no, he panned out. So you never know what'll happen.
Yeah. Who did I have?
That's where you traded Stamkos, didn't you?
No, it wasn't Stamkos. It was he's playing on the Preds on the third line or something. I can't remember. He used to play for Ottawa. I thought it was a steal at the time.
Was it Fisher?
Sorry?
Fisher? Or Turris?
No. Turris, yes, Kyle Turris. It was Kyle Turris in the 6 for Pasternak, and I don't know what the pick was, but yeah, it was Kyle Turris.
Yeah, we just thought it was an overpayment with the 6.
Yeah, the 6 I thought was overpayment
at the
time. But then he exploded, right? Yeah. So that was a good eye on your part. You never know how it'll work out, right?
Yeah. And you got rid of Turris in the same deal? Fuck.
I bet you Nashville would love to get rid of Turris right now.
He's with Edmonton now.
Oh yeah, he's in Edmonton, sorry. Yeah. They're looking to get rid of Duchesne right now.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Week 5 preview, guys. Let's talk about this week's matchups.
Week 6 now.
Week 6, sorry, that's my bad. All right, our first matchup, we have Three-Quarter Shaft versus Kyrock, the Carnivore Hunter. Tell me about it, Nick. Who are you predicting here?
I'm going to take myself again to win. I'm definitely not going to back down from that one. I do see a huge game difference for Kyle in this one, though. He has like a 10-game difference right off the start of the week. So that's going to be a tough hill to climb. But I think the talent on my team is there to overcome those 10 extra games that he's going to get from his scrubs. So Yeah, I'm going to take myself to win in this one.
What do you say, Neil?
This is a tough one.
No, it's not.
Oh, I think it is. I agree with Neil because you let me down so much this year in my predictions.
Listen, I was so confident in you last week. And you let me down. And then, like, Kyle, I was not predicting him to win. He won. So, I mean, you can't count anybody out. I'm going to go with you. But
Thanks.
I'm going to go with you to win this week.
But it could go either way.
I think you have the edge on goaltending and some of your forwards as well.
Some of it.
Some. Ouch.
It depends. Like, if Dallas is going to play some games this week,
Yeah.
right? With everything that's going on in Texas, I think Kyle could really give you a run. I think he has 3 Dallas forwards. He has Pavelski, Ben, and Radulov,
I
right?
have hints though, so if they're getting in on something, Hint's probably going to get in on that too. So
Yeah, I do think you're going to win. I think it's going to be closer than anyone actually thinks.
I agree with that. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I'm definitely confident I'm going to win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
He has a chance to steal it though. With yes, you have Vasilevsky, but Jersey and Pittsburgh have been playing pretty well lately, and having Yari and the Jersey duo could really pull him up. But I'm gonna go against my instinct here and say that Nick will win. But he's let me down a lot lately, but I'm gonna just on history, I think Nick will have it in his roster. All right, Nick, tell me about the 5-0 Team Ramrod versus the 1-4. Please don't feed the goalie.
I really want to say that this is the week that he busts out of it, but I don't think it's going to be. So, you'll probably move up to 6-0. Hate to say it, but I'm going to take Team Ramrod to win on this one.
I love to hear it. Neil, what do you think?
I agree with Nick. I don't see any opposition in your way for this week. I just don't. Hands down, you're going to win this week.
I'm gonna agree with what you guys said. I just don't see McDavid and Matthews slowing down this week. I think it's just gonna overpower his offense, and I just think my goalies are better. So yeah, I'm gonna pick myself. Like I do every week. 2016-17 champ versus the Charlie Browns. Tell me, Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, I got the Charlie Browns extending his win streak here. As I mentioned earlier, started off the year with a loss, but he's rattled off 4 in a row. Kind of an easy matchup for him here, 3rd place against last place. I'm going to say he's going to go 5 in a row and take the win here.
Neil, what do you think?
I agree with that statement too. I'm going to pick the Charlie Browns, like I said earlier on. He's always been a good GM throughout the years. He had 1 loss, but rung off 4 wins, and I think he's going to ring off his 5th win after this week. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same reasons really. His goaltending is just better. His goaltending is better, but his goaltending is kind of close too. He's got Leonard and Price, but it's more his forwards are just better too. Ovechkin has been on fire. I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon. Mm-hmm. I just think Charlie Brown's going to take it.
He could be 5-0 right now.
In regards to Leonard, hasn't Fleury been playing more of the games? Because Fleury's been tearing it up.
I know Leonard's been a little injured, I believe. I think he was on the IR last week. So, but yes, Fleury has been playing great.
Daltrey thinks he's back on the drugs. But
it's possible. You're in Vegas, right? Like anything goes. You don't talk about it. Next matchup we have El Reyes.
You get things in Vegas.
We got El Reyes at 1-2-2 and 13th versus Corey here at 2-3 and 12. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, 12th versus 13th. A couple of guys currently outside the playoff picture, but a win, everything's so tight, could put them right in that picture. I think it's going to be El Reyes in this one. He's had a couple of tough luck losses and a couple of tough luck ties too. Honestly, I got away with a tie with him with a last minute block in the final game of the week. The guy could have a better record than what he does right now. So I'm gonna take him to win in this one. just think he's got a better roster than Corey right now.
What do you think, Neil?
I agree with Nick. He's got a better roster. I think his goaltending is a little bit better as well. Hopefully Dallas does play this week so he can get either Khudobin or Ottinger to play. Yeah, he's got better forwards than Corey, and Corey's still selling, so I think Alvarez should have this in the bag.
Well, Corey is selling, but he's also buying too. He's sending out feelers to get upgrades. He always does this, right? He usually likes to build up his assets to move things around. But he's really he's a wild card, and I kind of want to go with the wild card. I just like the wild card idea because exactly, Charlie Day. But no,
You're saying, Shane, because I did that last week. I actually thought that Corey was going to win last week, and it started off strong, but then throughout the week it just kind of tailed off. So
yeah, but again, that wild card factor being, does Dallas play? So yeah. That's a big part of Alvarez's team. I'm going to take the chance, and I'll say Corey will win. All right, next matchup. I like this one. Jill tried the beef at 3-2 here in 5th versus a 2-3 TVT MF in 10th. What do you think, Nick?
No, I like the move for Rantanen for Daltrey. I think if they have a couple of games this week, if the Avalanche have a couple of games this week, I think he's going to take the scoring over TVT. Travis is always in a state of flux, and because of that flux, I have a really hard time pinning down if he's going to be competitive this week or not. I know he pushed really hard last week because it was you, but is he going to push that hard this week to beat Daltrey? I don't think so. So I think Daltrey's going to be able to take the win here.
What do you think, Neil?
I agree as well. I think Daltrey's going to take this. That Rantanen move was a solid move on his part. And again, Travis is unpredictable. He's flipping guys, so you never know what his roster is going to look like on a day-to-day basis. And Daltrey does have the better goaltending right now between the two, and just the better forward. So I'm going to pick Daltrey. And again, kudos to Daltrey because years past we never seen this from him. His lineups were never set. He was barely communicating, barely trading, and this year he's all in. So it's a welcome feeling to have him fully a full participant in the league, and it's actually paying off for him. So good on you, Daltrey.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's nice to see him playing. He makes some moves that make you question, but then he makes some other moves that are great moves. So it's you don't know what Daltrey you're getting from day to day. But
True.
Honestly, I think he just has a better roster than Travis. I think he's going to beat Travis. Travis just has one good goalie, and he's shopping him around. So
yeah, exactly.
So what will Travis's team look like by the end of next week? It'll be Huberdeau and Barkov.
By tonight, it could be no goaltending.
Maybe there's a trade already here. Huh? Nope, no notification, so not yet. But yeah, I just think TVT's outmatched like almost every other week. Domo Arigato, Mr. Shibato versus at 4-1 in 2nd versus right in the plums 2-3 in 11th. What do you think, Nick?
I have a hard time betting against Domo right now. I asked for some consistency. He's given that to me. That's why I picked him last week, and I'm going to pick him again this week because he hasn't let me down so far. So good for you, bud. We mentioned it earlier, being active this year in the league. It's really a nice turnaround for you. And it's translated into some wins. Look at this. Look at what happens when you're active. Oh my God. I'm at the top of the leaderboard. Good for you.
What do you think, Neil?
I'm going to pick Domo Arigato, seeing as I handily beat Kyle last week. I don't foresee Domo having the same, an issue with Kyle. Not to mention, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like Freddie Anderson is out. I'm not sure if it's long term or just tonight.
Oh,
and
that's a big difference, man.
I think Domo's goaltending is just a little bit better, even though Kyle has the Boston duo. But I don't know. He's on a run, Domo, right now. His forwards, I kind of like them. Like I said, since he's gotten rid of those Ottawa players, I like him better. So I'm gonna go with Domo.
You know, I was gonna go with Kyle until you just mentioned that Anderson's out. That's a big difference maker for Kyle's team.
Yep.
Yes, he has that Boston duo, but Anderson with them makes him a bigger threat. And without that, I just think he's outmatched. I think Daltrey Sr. is going to take it. Oh, now we got Hockey Balboa at 1-4 in 14th place, taking on Suck My Ojic at 2-3 in 9th. What do you got, Nick?
Yeah, again, I really hate to do it, but I'm going to take Neil in this one. I know he's actively trying to win. Hockey Balboa is not doing that right now. So with the similar rosters there, I think that with Neil's activity, I think he's going to take the win.
What do you think, Neil?
Well, of course, I'm gonna, like Fred Van Beet says, bet on yourself, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bet on myself. I'd be stupid to take Hockey Balboa, and I think I'm gonna pull out this win. Get to 500 and try to make the playoffs.
I'm going to agree with you, buddy. I'm going to agree that you're going to win. I just don't see anything on Balboa's roster. It's not. I don't know. There's nothing good on there. I don't think so. As much as I don't like picking you, Neil, I think you're going to do it this week. What? Sorry?
I said thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Pacioretty Rumble at 3-2 fell down to 6th place here. Taking on Relentless at 3-2, who's in 4th.
I like Patches in this one. Guy had a tough loss last week, but I think he's going to be competitive all year. Same thing with Relentless. It's just I think Pacioretty's got a bit better of a roster there. But Relentless has really been making some moves to improve his roster as well. After a good draft, to win a couple of trades, I really think he's come out the winner on a few of his recent trades. Not the Marchand one, but most of the others. But yeah, I think Pacioretty Rumble's going to take this one.
What do you think, Neil?
I'm going to go with Pacioretty Rumble as well. I just think he has better forwards. I think he's got better point-producing players than Relentless. And I think he's got the better goaltending as well with Fleury, Markstrom, although I'm looking right now.
Markstrom's injured.
Markstrom's out.
Yeah.
But he still has Lankinen, so I'm going to go with Pacioretty Rumble on this one.
So, if I'm looking at this right, he has 2 goalies out. But his roster's full of holes too right now. Relentless, there's a lot of injuries there. I'm gonna go with my gut and tell you that it will be Pacioretty. Relentless has come a long way since the start of the year, but I don't think his roster is there yet to compete with Nick's team. And I think he's attempting, he's making the moves that he feels he needs to get there. But I think he needs another big impact player before he's there. So I'm gonna go with Pacioretty Rumble this week.
Well, he had that big impact player in Rantanen, and he chose to give him away. So hopefully Marchand does it for him this year. But
he's also got Wheeler. Wheeler puts up points too, puts up hits. I think that's the thing with his team is he's looking more at forwards who put up a lot of different things. Right, not a bad strategy. It works.
That's how I won my year. Just had a bunch of grinder forwards who also put up good forward stats. Point producers. So.
Yeah, well, that's what we think, guys. Tell us what you think, though. Send in your predictions, guys. I've already got a few of them sent in as of this recording. But if even if you haven't participated much in the past, feel free to join at any time. It's winning percentage for the predictions. So yeah, we want everyone involved. If you want to be a guest on the show, like Neil here is today, even if you've already been a guest and you just want to be on another one. Reach out to me, and we'll make arrangements to get you on. Do you guys have anything you want to add before we end this?
No, I'm good.
Neil?
No, I'm good too. It was a pleasure being on this week's show, and good luck to everybody in this coming week.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us again, Neil.
It's good to see anybody.
As always,
Yes.
Nick, thanks for everything you do.
Ms. You, Mr. Commissioner.
Yeah. 5-0. 5-0.
Yeah.
Have yourselves
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I've already done you. I don't play Nick this year, so I'm all right now. But have everyone good luck this week, and we'll see those results next week.